Gossip in the Grove. What's the gossip? Gossip in the Grove.
Welcome to Gossip in the Grove podcast.
Hello and welcome to Gossip in the Grove. I'm your host, Tracy Cunningham.
And I'm your co-host, Scarlett Mayfield.
And today we have a very special guest, Shane Pollock with the Showbox Theater in Hopkinsville. So welcome. So how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Good weather.
Good. We are
Loving
going to
it.
talk all things theater because I heard that you sell alcohol in your theater.
Not just a little bit.
See that?
Not just a little
So-
bit.
Yeah. It is a staple. I know that's one of the big things. People who've never been come and if they didn't know we had a bar, they'll look over there halfway through their transaction.
Yeah,
You go,
it's-
wait.
Yeah, so much more than just selling
that a-
popcorn now.
Is that a bar? I was like, yeah. Sell themed alcoholic drinks, but we're a full bar, so just about anything you want.
Nice. Okay, so let's go back and tell us all about how it came to be your vision for turning the old theater into what now is just an amazing. It's an amazing theater for Hopkinsville.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
Yeah, good gosh. If I look back, I think when my wife and I first got together, we would go to the movies all the time because that's pretty much all we could afford. And that was the staple date night, and there was nothing else really to do in the town. So we would go to the movies and just became a movie guy, movie buff. And so at 19, as we were talking, you dream of if I had all the money in the world, what would I want to do? And I told my wife, I was like, I would build a, luxury movie theater, right? I would build it'd be 2 stories. It would have, at least 10 to 15 screens. It would have a 4-star restaurant in it. I'd have a separate child care facility to have valet parking.
Nice.
I'd all the,
like
like
top
top
line
Yes,
luxury, yeah.
absolutely. Of course, those were the things that were going on in my head. And
Yeah.
of course, at that point in life, you don't understand what it takes and what it costs to do something like that. So the military ended up bringing me here to Christian County in Hopkinsville. And ultimately, I'd love to support local. I'd go to at the time it was WK Cinemas, and it was in really, really bad shape. I owned a construction company at the time, and every time I'd go in there, I'm like, hey, if you want this movie theater to really draw people and to make money, you've got to do some things, man. You've got to put a little bit of money into this. And if you guys have just been waiting for a while, the ownership has been waiting, then, if they would, I'd love to, meet with them and give them some input. It's not that I want to do all the work. It'd be great if I did, but I would love to just say, raise these ceilings, right? Put in some recliners, do these different things just to get people to come back. That would be great. And I said it 3 or 4 times to the management there. It was Nico and Eric. And they were like, okay, we'll pass it on. And it was probably at the end of that summer. It was the end of the fall. And they called me up and said, hey, the owners want to know if you'd be interested in not meeting, but buying the movie theater. It's like, wait, time out, what? Hold on.
Let's think about this.
I have a pretty successful construction company at this point, and I had something to provide, but it was 2 months later we owned the movie theater. It happened really quick. Due diligence was probably a little bit expedited. And we were owners, and we just started rolling with that planning process as we were going. We bought it October of 22, and our plan was to close it almost immediately, but we wanted to get through the holiday season which had Avatar coming up, A Way of Water, right? So we were pretty excited for that. And so when that came out, we were, all right, let's see some good numbers, right? Let's do this. And ultimately, the numbers weren't really where anybody would want them to be, because again, we're WK. The cinemas at the time, well, we were now the Showbox, but we were seeing kind of what wrong looked like for the first 3 months of existence until we closed. And we closed the first week of January, as soon as Disney said we could, right? Because we had to keep playing Avatar until it ran its 2-week course. Right?
So is that normal?
Yeah, studios have way more control over what's played, how long it's played, things like that. An example, right? If we have a movie that's just say Avatar, right? Avatar sells really well, and we're in week 3 of Avatar, week 4, and that weekend it does $3,000 in ticket sales. Well, the studio goes, hold on, you can't drop my movie for this other blockbuster movie that's about to come out because you sold too many tickets. And you're like, hold on, this movie will sell, make $20,000 in ticket sales. Yours just made $3,000 in ticket sales, and now here I am. I have to make a choice, and if I decide to go with that other company, then Disney will say, I will not give you the next movie or the next movie. We'll put you on a...
That is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, they will literally, they can basically freeze your account for, penalize you for 3 months or 6 months, and you can't get any movies from
So
them.
it's not your choice. You're not your decision of how long and
How
stuff.
long it carries,
Oh,
correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
interesting.
We always want to typically 2 to 3 weeks, so we want to come off of it so we can get to the next movie that's out to keep it fresh, keep it, because as movies play out, they taper, right? The first weekend is always big. Second weekend, depending on if they could make it the first weekend or not, normally it's pretty solid. And then week 3, it really starts to taper down, unless it's just one of those movies that, everybody wants to come to. And then you see people that come 3 or 4 times to watch the same movie.
How many rooms or how many
Theaters.
yes.
How many screens?
How many
Yes.
screens? Good God.
Yeah, we have
How
5.
many-
We have 5 screens.
Yes.
4 of which are, fully redone with the 0G recliners. They're all very, very nicely done. All themed. They have chandeliers in them, sconces, chases. They're very, very beautiful. But the Lancaster Theater is more of a traditional theater. It has got stadium seating with rocker seats in it versus recliner seats. And initially, we did it intentionally that way for gaming events and things like that, trying to get esporting to come into the theater and hold tournaments and things like that. And that's more of a spectator type sport. Or if it's a large group, right, that auditorium will hold 121 people in it versus when we put in recliners, it takes away 60% of the seat capacity.
Ooh.
And you're down to 40%. But if your previous sales were less than 1%, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not filling those seats anyway.
Right,
They sit
right.
vacant. So.
Have you had any that did tournaments there for that room or?
No, what we see when it comes to gaming is more private rentals.
Okay.
Bachelor parties, birthday parties, things like
okay.
that, where they come together and they geek out for two hours or so.
Okay.
And
Well, that's
until they get sick, because playing four-way screen on a massive screen, especially if you're the spectator, no. It's like, whoa.
So absolutely
Yeah,
not.
there's a lot of motion going on the screen, and it's
Wow.
intense. But it is a lot of fun, especially when they go to the bar, they go play some games with their buds.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
So let's go back to the bar.
Yes.
So it's not just beer and wine or anything, but it's an actual full service bar where you
Correct,
can get
correct.
anything.
Correct. If you wanted old fashioned, you want a lemon drop, you want, whatever, if you're just a simple vodka cranberry person. But we do we have crafted cocktails that we do specifically for those blockbuster movies that come out, right?
Yeah.
And our bar manager will go and craft a drink, sample it to those who are old enough. Right?
It's like that. It's so funny because we do specialty drinks too. Some of our events, and we have our bartender come in and like help us do it. And it's almost like you just have to know what it's gonna taste like.
Right.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's like a chef for alcohol.
And I also understand you have like a dinner themed as well. You do food as
we
a
have
dinner,
full,
and
full
tell us a little bit
restaurant
about
food.
that.
The full restaurant food part is, initially when we first built the theater, it was done off-site. So all of our cooking was done through a ghost kitchen called Mandrino's Italian Kitchen. And it was really a fantastic, partnership that we had. Beauty part is they're 2 blocks away from the theater. We would have to pre-order our food in advance was one of our biggest our biggest issues, right? Someone would have to go on, buy their tickets online, and being impulsive human beings that we are, right? None of us want to, plan anything anymore. It's a spur of the moment. Let's go.
Let's go.
Right?
Yep.
Hey, babe, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. It is, and then it's just that back and forth forever, and then you finally said, "Let's just go eat at the movie theater for crying out loud." But that became a problem because people show up at the box office, going to go to the dinner theater.
Oh,
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Because you have to buy your tickets in advance, and we have to have a cutoff of at least an hour prior to the movie, so that I can.
So that's how that works.
I can contact
Yeah.
Is it
Mandrino's.
still like
Yeah,
that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I went, because I've been there, and me and my husband went, and it was like that, and we really wanted to do the dinner thing, but it was so
Cumbersome.
overwhelming a little bit to try to have to figure out. Like, I was like, I guess we have to do this ahead of time, because like it said you did, and you had to pick what you wanted to eat, and like, I don't know, it was too much. We ended up just coming to watch a movie instead.
And your
skipping the
mood.
dinner.
Your mood changes.
Yeah.
What you want, you buy the tickets the day before or 2 days before. If it's a
that was the other
blockbuster
thing.
movie,
You had to
if you
buy
buy
it.
you buy it a week in advance, and you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I feel like chicken parm," right? And then the day of you're like, "Oh, that salmon piccata sounds. Oh my gosh, would it be amazing right now? I wish I would have got that." And so we kind of took that away, and we installed a grill. And everything in the back, so we cook everything now on site in our theater.
That's cool.
It is
Well,
great.
yeah.
But
I'm sure you have a limited menu, right?
We have a more expanded menu now.
Okay.
Before it was more limited because we only had 5 options.
Okay.
You pick these 5.
Yeah.
Now we have a huge amount of stuff.
And you don't have to
Nope.
go in advance.
Nope.
You can just come day of and be like, all right, but I want the dinner, so I want to sit and I want to eat whatever's on that menu.
Correct.
I like that, yeah.
Initially, we would set it up like you've done. I know you've been at the dinner theater before, right? So when you and Dennis came in, that was you sit down. The wait staff comes and takes your drink order. You got the little button on the wall. You push the button. The wait staff comes back and refills whatever you need. We had such, I would say, backlash from our customers because they wanted the food too, right? They all can smell it, they can see it, and they're like, "Why can't
isn't it?
What
Yeah.
you're making it right here? Why can't
I
I
have
have
some?"
a pulled pork sandwich?
Yeah.
Why can't I have the spicy chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Why can't I have an avocado BLT? Well, why can't I have these things? Well, because you're not in the dinner theater.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and said, you know what?
Open it up.
We're going to open the menu up to everyone. We took away the full service piece out of the Stardust and opened it up to all 5 screens. So now when you come in like a normal, you go get your tickets at the box office, you walk over to the concession stand, you say, I would like a popcorn combo, I would like a mushroom Swiss burger, I would like the Bavarian pretzel sticks, whatever it is, right? Milkshake, and they just take down your seat information when they're doing the transaction. You go sit down and wait,
That
and then
I
it
love.
shows up.
that I love. I love that you can sit down and they bring it to you. Because like our date nights are movies also because which I live over in Clarksville, and the theater over there has like the monthly thing you can pay, and then you only go for $1.
Still no excuse.
But that's what we do, and I mean it still costs us money because we go and we order like 5 million things off the menu, but we have to stand there and wait for our food to be done, and then we have to carry all of our stuff to our seats.
Correct.
So I do like that.
So now you know where to go
Well,
when you want to go to the movies.
We don't pay for the monthly thing anymore either. So
one of our biggest complaints about that competitor, right? I'm not going to say names,
right?
But that competitor that is down in Clarksville, which there are a few, so there's some ambiguity. That is one of the biggest complaints besides seats. You know, the seats are falling apart, but the fact that you have to wait. And we had a customer that was there and was like, wait a minute, you're going to bring the food to me?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, so no one brings the food to you elsewhere? He's like, no, I literally, I just brought all my kids here, spent all this money, and I ordered a couple of burgers for the kids, and I sat there for 30 minutes, and I missed 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Waiting.
That we always go extra. We always plan for that. We go extra early because we know we're gonna have to wait, and we don't want to miss the movie, and we wait because I get a pizza. I get a specific pizza every time. But
mind you, our pizzas are handmade.
Are they?
Yes. Our competitors do not.
They're not. They're like frozen. I actually
Correct.
looked it up because I was like, why is it so good? But
ours are a 10-inch pizza.
Okay.
They used to be the 8-inch.
Like the personal
we
pan?
changed. Yeah, we changed our pizza crust vendor, and it is just a larger pizza, so it is kind of hard to eat the whole thing by yourself. But yeah, you want it, want it your way. We make it your way, so it's definitely not a pre-form out of the box, which. Right now, they're just now getting back from CinemaCon down in Las Vegas. I went a few years ago, and it's when we were in the Box Office magazine, the CinemaCon issue. So it was pretty big for us to be down there and see everybody.
Nice.
But it is a massive trade show / all of the studio and actors and producers and everyone
are there.
Just about every major A-list celebrity that has got a movie coming out, they will be at the thing. And
I can just imagine what the ticket price is for that. With all the celebrities there.
It's a couple $1,000s for, but you have to be a member of NATO. Yeah. So the National Association of Theater Owners.
And you're a member.
Yes, I'm
so
an actually ambassador.
You can be nice and take me
as a guest.
As a guest.
Yeah, it's you've got your current A-listers, you have your former A-listers that are still walking around that'll be there. It was funny because we were walking to one of the premiere where they basically give you sneak peeks and extended previews of movies, and the star comes out, talks about it real quick, and says, here's our preview, right? And gets you all hyped up about what's coming. You're like, oh gosh. Like the first year I was at, the very first preview I saw comes out, and I never even knew that this was going to happen. Here comes Henry Cavill. And I'm like, he's the goddess of the geeks, right?
I like him.
Every nerd loves Henry Cavill because he's a nerd, right? But an Adonis of a nerd. And so he walks out, and I'm like, oh, hold time out.
Starstruck.
Yeah, is this Henry Cavill? Oh my gosh, it is. And he talks about his movie, and the movie preview comes on, and I was like, I didn't remember who else came on the stage, right? You had Chris Hemsworth came on, and everybody else, right? Just tons of, amazing people. Talent. But I had on my way to that preview, and here comes Dennis Quaid out of the thing, and him with his little entourage, and they like literally step all over me and scuff my shoes, and I look up like, are you kidding me? Who? And I thought, oh crap, this is Dennis Quaid. You can step on my feet all you want. Go for it. Yeah, here's my shoe. Could you sign it? But yeah, it's a very cool experience. But at those trade shows, right, that's where you find all those pizza in a box, right? All those simple, make it easy.
Oh, make it
right?
easy for the theaters.
Because you got a bunch of
yeah.
16, 17, 18-year-old kids, that work part-time jobs in there, and then you got 4 or 5 full-time employees in there, and that's the way they roll, right? And you got to dumb it down for that skill level. Our staff, we don't have any. We have like maybe 2 teenagers, maybe 3. All the rest are adults.
How many do you have on staff?
We have 24.
Wow.
That's
So,
a big step.
mind
Yeah.
you, it's because we have a very large usher staff. We actually clean our seats after every movie, which
It's good to know.
yeah,
Right. I mean,
That's good to know.
most theaters don't.
yeah.
They clean them at the end of the night, right? I am really, I don't like germs. I don't like.
I mean, now I'm gonna travel to every movie theater with some sanitized wipes.
Little OCD.
At this point,
Except the
except
Showbox.
except for the Showbox.
Right. Yeah.
No sanitization needed.
Right. We literally go in every seat that's used. We wipe completely down, clean them out, and this is the challenge that you should take at every movie theater you ever go to, no matter where you're at. Every recliner functions the same way. If you put your hand where the back and the back of the seat come together, and you grip the bottom cushion and you pull straight out,
Yeah.
it opens up.
Yeah.
Right. And then you look in there and you find out if they're cleaning or not. Right. You can find tons of popcorn, candy, jewelry, money,
Cell
debit
phones.
cards.
That's how I found out that those seats opened because somebody lost their cell phone in one of those seats when we were at the movies, and they came back in and they were searching, and then the
Usher
person
come
that worked
out,
there, lifted it up, and I was like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, there's a box of M&Ms down there, and
A little bit of everything.
half a bucket worth of popcorn. You're like, wow, that's gross. But yeah, it's for us. I literally leave Easter egg like little gifts underneath my seats for my cleaning staff. So if they find it, right, that's a bonus. So we leave cash, we leave other things underneath it.
Nice.
But we blow out a couple times a day. We'll blow with a leaf blower, right? Blow it all out from underneath. I don't like walking up the stairs and being able to see underneath the seats and see anything other than my floor and the wiring that powers the seats. For me, it's just gross. I don't like putting my head up against somebody else's head, on a cushion.
Yeah.
And what bothers me the most.
That's why I think the theater is so nice, because you take those details and you do it. So that makes
Right.
it even more
It
special.
makes it more of an experience
yeah.
than just
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
For me, there's nothing worse than a cloth seat at a movie theater, because how do you clean that? Now, I know one of my managers.
Lee, how do you clean that, Lee?
I don't think you can.
you steam it, right? But no one's steaming those things every day after every show. So one of our managers actually went down to manage our competition when they opened up in Clarksville. And we asked him, because we're still...
The newer one? The one
yes,
that-
the newest of the movie
gotcha.
theaters in town.
Inside the mall.
I have not been to that one.
Yeah.
The newest of news.
Yeah. And, they...
Without saying names.
Yeah.
Inside the mall.
The exact location, here's their address. Website is .com. But yeah, ultimately they're like, well, we really can't. There's no way to
Are their
properly
seats
clean
cloth?
them.
Yeah, because they're heated too.
Yeah, and
I haven't been
the
there
heated
yet.
thing
I
is,
haven't
is
been
actually
there
a
yet.
detriment. For us, our seats are too comfortable. We have complaints about that sometimes because people pass the flip out.
Fall asleep
If you eat
and-
heavy
yeah.
food,
I fall asleep
you
anyways.
eat heavy food,
Yeah.
and then you go a couple alcoholic drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You watch a 2.5, 3 hour movie, or it could be a 4 hour movie like the Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio. Boy, people were just they're just racked.
Well, I mean,
out.
if you had heated seats, that'd be even worse.
That's what I'm saying. So
I
we
mean-
intentionally didn't buy
don't
them.
have heated
Keep the
seats.
theater very cold.
Yes.
Bring a blanket.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, it was a process getting the movie theater.
Yeah, lots
done.
of different kinks and stuff that you had to work out. I mean, the bugs you have to work out when you
Yeah.
first opened
I mean,
to what you are
shoot.
now.
You look
So-
at day one,
Yeah.
very first day we opened, our credit card machines didn't work.
Oh gosh.
So we're panicking and the line's out the door because everyone's super excited. Now we did those little teaser walkthroughs with some people. Now and then we had like a peekaboo, like you could come in and look through the window and see
Yep.
kind of what phase we are at that point. But once we got it to where we had the floors epoxied and we had our quartz countertop of the front concession stand is like 42 feet long and it's got a waterfall edge. It's super gorgeous. But when we started having those finishings, we covered everything up. So no one could see at that point. So and then it became, we want to see the finished product, right? Instead of getting it, continually being able to see it as it goes.
Right.
And so that line was huge. And then all of a sudden, no way to process credit cards. And I had to go and snatch up as many of the squares as I could, put my cell phone log in, and create and get it as quick as we could. And we're all out there with 2 phones doing transactions. It was the worst. And then I think the day before we opened, the IC company, which we don't use, but the IC company was out there to set up the slushy machine, and their installer just up and cuts one of our lines, and it's the line for the CO2, which handles all the soda. IC machines, right, and everything else.
God.
And he stands there as is spraying CO2 all over the kitchen, the dining, the whole concession stand, out into the lobby. And I'm like, this is all brand new stuff, and you are spraying everywhere. And the whole place was a sticky mess.
Oh my gosh.
And he completely vacated the entire CO2 tank that I have, and it's a 5 foot tall,
Oh my God.
large CO2 tank, and I couldn't just get a refill.
My God.
So I'm over there beg, borrow, and stealing, trying to get these little tiny cylinders as emergency cylinders. And I got super lucky. And like within an hour before we opened, air gas showed up and filled us up. Oh, talk about like almost ready to cry. Because that's one of our biggest money makers is soda, and just before that is popcorn.
Yeah.
And of course, that's pretty much the only way we seem to make money in movies is concession stands. Most people don't really understand the financial, how that works and how,
So the next time you complain about your candy and your popcorn and your sodas, that's why.
I don't typically buy my candy at the movie theater.
Don't you say you sneak it in.
she does. Yep.
But I do buy popcorn and soda and pizza at the movie theater, and sometimes some other fun stuff.
Now we're for us, our biggest, that is everyone's biggest revenue source is the concession stand. We're not movie people; we're concessionaires. Really, that's what we are.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the box office, the percentage of what you pay depends on the movie, how well it's selling. But the minimum you're paying typically is right around 55% of the box office goes to Disney, Sony.
So that was
Warner
going to be
Brothers.
my next question. So you have to pay for the movie.
Yeah,
Correct?
You'll have to put depending on how long you've been in business, you have to put a deposit down to have it downloaded to you, right? And then for them to give you the keys. It's kind of like software, right? When you buy software, the software doesn't work unless it has a key to turn it on, right? And it's the same way, and those keys are date and time stamped. So here's when it's going to be good for from this date to this date. After that date, boom, you can't play it. And it's to keep piracy down, right? You can't turn around and continue to play it and then not know it, sell tickets back, But depending on the movie, I mean, speaking of Avatar, right? When Avatar: Way of Water came out, it was 90% of the box office for the first weekend went to Disney.
Oh my gosh.
Unreal.
And 10% only went to you.
Correct.
So,
So
you're
you're
not
like, how do
making
I-
the money.
How do I pay how do I pay my payroll? How do I
Yeah.
pay my mortgage? How do I pay the lights?
Yeah.
I mean, my power bill, for just my theater is like $6,000 a month. It's like crazy. So when people bring in, outside stuff, it's like when we first bought the place, people were bringing in, Zaxby's bags, and
Oh,
how did you
I'm
get an
not
entire?
that bad.
How did you get an entire pizza? Papa John's pizza in here. You just walked right past us. Holy cow! You have it shoved up into places where whew.
Well, in the beginning, y'all checked bags.
Yeah.
Oh, we still check bags.
still check bags?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a full bag policy, just the same as you just have at Bridgestone. We take the same one from Bridgestone and from Nissan Stadium. The biggest thing is just don't bring a bag in.
That's what I did. I just threw mine in the car. I was like, well, they check bags. I'm not bringing that in. Well, when I went there, obviously.
Right.
Other places don't.
But everybody else doesn't check at all, right?
No.
And actually, that policy is changing for a lot of them. So, Regal is in the process of working that through right now. They're
Checking
trying
the
to,
bags and
right.
stuff.
They're doing it.
Of course
They're doing it
are.
regionally right now, and I think they're gonna try to do it as a standard practice.
So have you caught people and
Oh my
had to turn them
gosh.
around and say, I'm sorry, but
a
you
lot,
can't come in?
a lot. And they bring in like the beach bag. You're like,
Where it's obvious.
And where it's obvious that they have
and then
something in that beach bag.
or it's super puffed out, and you're like.
I know what you have in there.
But we just have someone that stands there and says, hey, you understand our bag policy. It's posted and it's posted. So, you just need to look inside, make sure, one, you don't have any weapons, right? And you don't have any outside food or beverage. Ever since the Colorado theater shooting, that was for us, like, we want to make sure no one brings guns in. And the only people that are, by law, able to bring it in is our police force. So they can bring it in on or off duty. They can carry. Conceal and carry or not, you're not allowed to bring one into the theater. So we check that.
You
and we
can't
check
anyways
the food.
because you sell alcohol.
Right. So actually, if an officer's going in there,
Now,
even
I'm not
off
talking about
duty-
an officer. I'm talking about the civilian
Oh,
that
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
allowed to carry it. They're not allowed to.
Like
when
I
there's any
couldn't carry
alcohol.
mine going
Right.
into like a bar or something
Right.
because
Yeah,
of
'cause of
that.
alcohol, yeah.
But yeah.
So, and for us, the bag policy is pretty. I mean, we're pretty tight with that. Again, if
And
there's
you have to be. I mean, if that's the only way that you're making money,
we mind you, we're 5 screens and independent. There's not many actual independents left.
yeah.
They've all been absorbed into large chains and things like that, and it's sad because there was a lot of really good mom and pop places around, but I mean, there's one in Paris right now that they call regularly, and we chat and we try to help them out as much as possible with ideas and things. But they've had that in their family for 40 years.
What would you say that has it helped the community? You being there, have you seen it?
Well, again, this area doesn't have a whole lot of things to do. It just
Grove does. I'm just saying.
Well, you
It
got
has lots of things to do.
You got a whole dang casino keeps them adults, happy. For us, it was, there's a bowling alley, right? And there was the movie theater, and that's about it. And there's not a roller skating rink anymore. That's been gone for years, and so it's for kids something to do. And for us, we're pretty strict with our children or age policies, right? We stick to the rated R policies and age restrictions, and then we don't allow anybody under 16 years old in the movie theater after 5 o'clock without an adult, right? 21-year-old or better. Because when we first took the movie theater over, it was a zoo, like literally dropping their kids off at the door, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Junior high, of course, there's junior high kids. they tend to run amok and act like there's no one that can stop them. Run around on top of your seats, that kind of stuff. And that was before before the renovation, right? So we knew right away
You
after
had
we
to do
saw
some major rules.
yeah. And if you enforce the policies, they start to figure it out. Like, okay, this isn't the place to do that. This is a place to actually enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the movie that you pay to come see. Not, this isn't social hour. This isn't being on your back of the theater doing TikToks, right? This isn't, this is the place to come and enjoy cinema and to feel the ambiance and the whole reason why everyone went to the movies in the first place, right? for that social experience of experiencing the movie together, laughing together, crying together, all those things, and walk out the theater. As you're walking out, oh my gosh, this was so awesome. Or and then everyone talks about their favorite parts and why, oh, I wish they would have ended it like this, or that movie just straight stunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really don't know, because you don't know if the movie's going to sink or swim, like all the new releases, do you get, let's say, like some cities and states, they get them off the bat, but then other states or city, they wait until like 2-3 weeks before they can get the new releases in theaters. Is that?
So for us, we get everything the day before release date.
Okay.
So every movie that comes out. Now, there are sometimes you see early release where you'll get something that comes a week or maybe 2 weeks prior, and it is for a 1 day viewing typically. It doesn't start then and just continue to go. And a lot of times it's a little bit different than the actual movie. They'll have the director comes on and in advance says, "Thank you for coming out to our movie," and just thanks the crowd. We have the opportunity to get those. A lot of times it's based on screen space.
Gotcha.
Do I want to carry it for a day and then potentially cause issues with what we currently have that we're playing right now?
So do you have 5 movies every time for the 5 screens, or do you do like
if it's a
2
big
screens?
blockbuster?
Yeah, 2 screens. You can take to watch this movie at a certain time.
Just like when Mario came out, right? There was no way I wasn't going to go with 1 screen.
Yeah.
I mean, and we want to have them in the better seats. We want them to have an Atmos,
Right, a good experience.
4K laser projection, Atmos surround sound. We want them to have the best, right?
Right.
Because that's what people are coming to experience.
Right.
So we put them in there. Well, our largest one, because of recliners, is 91 seats. And it used to be 203.
Yeah, yeah.
So you reduce that kind of capacity, and you only have 91 seats. You're going to sell that every single show out, and you go, how many people then went to someplace else? So you open up that second screen, you go, I just sold out all of those screens, all of those showings. So for us, we definitely know what's going to do well. We get reports from our booker. Right, we have a company that books our reports, so they communicate with the studios for and behalf of us. So we don't have to have those.
Oh, that's nice.
So we don't have to have those arguments.
Yeah, so that makes it a little bit easier.
Right, and then they roll up what we owe everybody in a big report, and it's called the trial balance, right? And you got to pay $20,000 to this, $14,000 to you, $6,000 to you. The crummy movie got $700, and it's just. It's super important to know these, what the feedback is or what these surveys are saying, because everybody does screenings in advance. So the screenings happen, and then they go, "Wow, this is a great movie. This is so much fun." Whatever, and if it is possibly a sequel or something like that, you already know.
Really,
it was well received the first time. It's going to be double well received the second time. So we know, hey, this is a 2 screen for the first week. We drop it to 1 screen in the second week, so on and so on. So it's, we know that Mandalorian, right, that's coming out, Mandalorian and Grogu, that will be a 2 screen for the first week, if not for 2 weeks, because it's a Star Wars franchise movie, and they don't come out very often because they have the streaming platform, right? Disney's been hoarding and mass producing Star Wars ever since they took over Lucas, right? We just know most of the kids' movies are going to do like that, do exceptionally well, where they would really need to have a second screen. So,
So, can people still go in like a regular and just go buy the tickets in person? Like, okay, let's say Scarlett and Michael wants to go that day. So you just decide
tonight. Yeah, we're having date night tonight.
So we're just going to go.
So if you just want to go to the box office and buy a ticket at the box office at 4000 Fort Campbell Boulevard, you sure can.
Okay, because a lot of people ask,
save
do I have to go
money.
online to pick our seats and stuff? I'm like,
That's smart.
yeah.
I like to do that. I prefer going online because then I can pick
You know
where I'm
the seats
sitting,
you want, or you show up and it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It might be a busy day, might not be, and you're like, oh, my seat, right? Our number one customer, a little shout out to Stephen P. Pool, right? Mr. Pool. He's a retired nurse. He lives in Cadiz. He comes to every single movie that we have, and he has not missed a single movie that we've had since we've opened.
Wow.
And then whatever movie that we don't have, he goes to Regal and watches. He prefers our movie theater, so he'll watch every movie he can at ours before he goes down to Regal, because he has the membership. And he literally will watch every movie, give a little review, and he is when we do a lot of event-driven. I guess we have events there, right? So we did the Harry Potter marathon, right, which was, that was long. That was all of Saturday, all of Sunday, dark to dark, right? It was fun. But we also gave away 2 free tickets to Universal Studios, right?
Oh, wow.
And of all the customers to get it, Mr. Poole
got it.
Yeah. And so he got that ticket. And he most time you get something like that, it just sits. And when I can get to it, well, he wasn't. He's retired.
Right.
He'd never been to Universal. That next week, he was at Universal.
Oh, nice.
That's
so
with his,
yeah.
I believe it was his brother or his cousin or something like that went with him. And he said, this was so awesome.
Aww.
But again, it is the event-driven stuff for us that really kind of helps separate us as well. We do Rocky Horror Picture Show every Halloween time frame. And
Do you get a lot of people on that one?
Yeah, I mean, we were almost sold out last year. We just had a few seats left over. My daughter, unfortunately, held the entire front row for the actors. I was like, what are you doing? At least sell those seats and we can put the actors behind a curtain over here. And it was crazy because at the last second, like it was about a week before, the cast changed on us. And they're like, they needed my wife to be Janet. And I don't participate in that stuff. And they're like, we need you to be Rocky. I was like, excuse me?
I can just see you, Rocky.
Excuse me? No. So luckily I was about 15 pounds lighter than I am right now. But yeah, you get up there in your golden diaper, and run around as a guy dressed up in a teddy is chasing after you up and down the stairs. I was like, that's traumatizing to those people in the seats. It's like, oh, you paid for this, guys. I can't believe it. But yeah, then we had Super Bowl. Super Bowl was a lot of fun. You
get people out there watching the Super Bowl
Yeah, biggest screen that you can watch it on. Again, we try to focus a lot of our events around alcohol and food and things like that.
That's where
we
the
had a
money
beer.
is.
We had a beer garden. We had actually food trucks, cornhole tournament, things like that. The second year, we got rid of the food trucks because we make all the food now in the theater.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't make sense to have food trucks when you have.
Yeah. And so our biggest event that we ever have every year is the Polar Express. Polar Express is a big to-do. We have, Santa Claus there. We have elves. We have the conductor fully dressed. We do, the whole ticket.
These are all your staff, people that do that?
Yeah, we have to hire some people in.
Yeah.
Because they're, we don't have anybody that Santa-like or Christmas-like, or Santa-like to play that role. That's because they're all, 30s, 40-year-old people, not people that could rock the big old beard. We've hired a Hagrid impersonator before for the Harry Potter event. This Saturday, we have Michael that comes out, the biopic for Michael Jackson, right?
Oh, that's right. That is coming out.
We have a Michael Jackson, I would say an impersonator that will come out for photos, and he is.
Where do you get these
dancing
people?
Is amazing. They're all over here. The gentleman that is going to do it, his name is Young, and he's on TikTok, is everything else, and he did 200 million views on his TikTok.
For Michael Jackson?
Yeah. So he will go and do all these dances all over in front of different places, all over Hopkinsville, Christian County. He's a good little synergy type of thing. Let me utilize your 200 million views
exactly.
to get my word out, right?
There you go. Yep.
And then when He-Man comes out, Masters of the Universe, that comes out this summer. We have a gentleman that's going to come out and be He-Man, and will wear the furry diaper. But we just try to create more of an experience and more fun and more excitement than just going to a movie.
Right.
The traditional way that we did it in the past. I mean, when you and I were first going to movies, it was regular seating, flat. You're looking through the guy's head in front of you, and you're like, why do you have to be 6'5"?
Right. Exactly.
And there was no such thing as surround sound, right? It was stereo, right? And then when they come up with THX and surround sound, it was like the whole game changer, right? This is unbelievable, and that technology didn't really change much. It's just kind of added more speakers, right, around, but just a few channels at a time, and that was what you had. And then Atmos came out, and when Atmos surround sound came out, that was the biggest change in audio. And we have that in the theater, and it is immersive surround sound. So if anybody knows about audio and sound and things like that, and how cinema surround sound works, you got your 5.1, 7.1, 9.1 surround sounds, and that's just talking about the different channels you have. But typically it means that you have your front center channel, your side channel, or your front left and right channels, and then side walls, and rear. That's what you get. And so the surround sound is pretty basic. But when you go to Atmos, every single speaker, which there's 64 in my auditorium, 64 speakers, they all are independently driven from the processor. So if the director says, I want this one speaker off the side of this wall to make a sound, that's the one that works, instead of the 6 that are on that wall working simultaneously. So and then of course we have speakers in the ceiling, speakers all the way around. So as it, say a hummingbird is flying, and it goes overhead, right, you hear it. And the way that the speakers are all driven and positioned, if the director wants that sound to drop, they can get that sound to drop
from the speakers. Right,
and sound like that hummingbird is in your ear. It's really cool.
Wow.
But there's very few movies that have that need. And directors aren't driving and pushing for that, right? But when you do the demo, you're like, this is really neat. And it is immersive surround sound where you feel like you're in the space. Right now, Mr. Poole came out and he was talking about the movie The Mummy, right? That's out right now. I wasn't too excited about seeing it. I'll wait for the Brendan Fraser one to come out. And but the Lee Cronin's version is an actual horror type version. And he came out, so how was it? He goes, oh my gosh. He says, this is the second scariest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
And of course, this guy sees every movie. And I said, what was the most scary movie? He says, when I was a kid, I saw The Exorcist. And that was so shocking because no one's seen that before. And now in the age where we're so desensitized by everything, your Terrifiers and your gory, just slasher movies. He says this was so intense because of the sound, because of the way the director had and how they wrote the movie and how it all came together. He says it was absolutely terrifying.
Wow.
And I was like, wow.
Is this a new version of The Mummy?
It's not like the Brendan Fraser comical action movie.
Right.
This is a horror movie called The Mummy.
How come I haven't seen the previews on that?
No idea. But then again, how do you get your TV? How do you get your media?
I do. I have cable and.
So you have cable.
And they're streaming too. I have it both. Yeah.
So the most previews that I see anymore are the ones off of free TV, like Tubi and your.
Where you don't want to pay the extra for the premium.
Correct. Yeah. Now, off of your regular streaming things, most people pay the extra and get the advertised free. No commercials, right? And so you don't get to see a lot of that stuff. And most of the time, I don't know about any of these movies until I see the preview pop in front of me, or I see actually a movie slate. Yeah. Right, I can see the movie slate till 2030 right now. I know all the movies are coming out for the next, 4 or 5 years, and which is great because I can plan and I can gauge things, and especially for event-driven things, we can really get ahead of stuff. Yeah. But unfortunately, that thing juggles and moves. You look at was it Mortal Kombat's coming out in 3 weeks, I think. Mortal Kombat 2, and that movie has pushed twice. It was about a month before we were supposed to start selling tickets, and it pushed almost a year.
Really?
Yeah, we were like, whoa, what happened? And a lot of it has to do with mostly marketing or competing movies that they don't want to compete against. Cat in the Hat was supposed to come out this last fall, this last winter, and they didn't want to compete against Hoppers. Makes sense. They pushed it from competing against Hoppers, and they pushed it all the way until November. Almost a year of a push. You're like, oh, okay, let me pull that off my slate, right? Which, I keep a slate on an Excel spreadsheet for every one of my screens, how many days, how many movies. Right. And it's a completely running thing that my bookers then can look at and go, you want this movie, this movie, this movie, let me contact the studios and see if I can get those booked for you. And it's, the whole theater industry was a complete mystery to me when I first bought the movie theater. No clue. I mean, I knew construction. I knew the military. That was it.
You knew how to watch movies.
Yeah, I knew how to say that it was good. It was not good. And enjoy pounding down some popcorn and drinking an absorbent amount of soda and realizing that my bladder can only make it 2.5 hours. If it's a 3-hour movie, I got to stop. But really, I was just. This has been a huge learning process for us.
Any regrets?
No, really no. I love the movies. I love the theater. I wish that I had more money to work with. I would have probably taken what was going to be the gaming one, and I would have converted it to recliners as well. I probably would have added 2 more screens to the theater because a 5-screen theater just is not enough. Really to be the sweet spot, you got to have 8. 6 you can get by with, but 8 is right where you need it because movies that run long, right? Because you can't drop it, and you want the new movie to come in that's going to be the blockbuster. They don't worry about it, But what they worry about is in the slower season, what am I going to put in the screen? Yeah. Because we have all these screens. What am I going to sit in here for? I'm going to have this movie that was come out in Thanksgiving almost in February. Yeah. No one's going to come and watch it. It just sits there. So that's the one perk of only having 5 screens is our overhead's a little bit less, and we always put butts in seats. Our occupancy level is better. I think that'd be my only regret is wishing I had a little more capital. The movie theater went about $1 million over what our initial budget was. Ouch. Yeah, it was scary trying to figure out how to rob Peter to pay Paul to move it around and okay, well, we're not doing this now. If you look at when you first pull into our theater, right, the big old rock center wall with the window in it, it was never intended to have a window there. It's all plumbed up and ready for a big old gas fireplace. That's a 2-sided fireplace. So you sit on the outside, sit down and eat. You have that heat that comes from there. And instead of that, which it was like a total $20,000 project for that, I ended up putting in those heat lamps, those little pyramid things that have the fire going up the cylinder. And you can warm it up with some propane until the wind blew those over. Oh. The wind has not been kind to the weather.
Weather has not been kind to us.
Yeah, with the flood and we had during construction.
That was horrible to see that.
God sent during our construction, the wind blew in all that glass wall way before we were ready to take it down, and oh my gosh, and then it tore our roof all to pieces and blew a bunch of doors open. It was a day that in 2023 that was we had like continual 50-mile-an-hour winds just nonstop, and then it would gust up to like 80. Woof, woof. We're like, my gosh. You look at the flagpole over the top of the war memorial that Hopkinsville has, but by the freeway. And that flagpole was it looked like it was about to break in half. I was like, this is not going to be good. And then when that whole wall of glass came in and the theater was just wind going crazy, I got a new roof out of it. So my insurance company, love them to death. They did me really well. Yeah. Cincinnati Insurance was solid. Yeah. And they took care of us. We got a new roof, got the doors replaced, got everything on track. But that helped put money back towards the $1 million that we were over. But if you want to do it right, you got to have some serious investment capital and things like that to roll with. But we love it. We're happy we're here. We love the community. We love the community support. Of course you get onesies and twosies that come in there and don't like the bag check or don't like the fact that they're getting caught with whatever food it is, and then they think that it's our fault, right? Because we have a policy. And honestly, if you want to do that, that's fine. Just go to Regal. Right. Seriously,
they don't care.
Yeah, we don't. We cater to a higher clientele. We cater to people who really enjoy a specific type of ambiance, a specific experience, and we do our best to make sure that kids aren't going to be the ones interrupting that and messing that up. You're not going to get upset. If there's an issue with sound, you or someone you can come out and talk to. We will go out there and drag them out of the theater, right? Like, hey, out, because we don't want our everyday clientele, our weekend clientele to suffer. We don't want them to have to go through, look, I paid the same amount of money and I want to experience my movie. This is what we're paying for. So we will definitely go the extra mile to make sure that experience is always there.
Scarlett, I know you're itching to ask this question.
Yeah, I will ask everybody. I know we've talked about a lot of your challenges because you've had, it seems like, a lot of challenges. But what was like your biggest challenge? What's the biggest thing you had to deal with?
Well, initially it was funding, to be honest. I had what money I could come up with. Of course, the bank can give me a certain number, but of course you got to come with either investment money or you got out of your own pocket. I didn't have $500,000 sitting around just to throw at it. I mean, I was in construction, for crying out loud. I'm not building skyscrapers. I'm remodeling, friends and families' houses, right? We had one of the bigger remodeling companies in the area, but that has a lot of overhead. I wasn't pocketing a ton of money, so I had to go on a hunt, and I was out there pitching. I was pitching and selling and trying to make this thing work, and I got really fortunate when I chose my bank. I wanted to be selective, right? This is a partnership. You're going to be in it with me. And so I chose to go with United Southern Bank. And they're small. This is one of the biggest deals that they had done. This is a lot of money for them. This is a lot of money for me. And so we're going to partner together. And Billy Bingham and Jonathan Zordell, who's running for District 5 Magistrate, they saw the vision, right? They actually cared to listen and didn't just like, you're just another customer and just another loan, right? And then their whole board, they came and toured, they came and talked.
Nice.
Board meetings, and to the point where a bunch of pretty much all of my money came. Of course, United Southern is from the Elkton area, so almost all of my investment came out of Elkton. I got nothing from Hopkinsville, nothing from anywhere else other than, we had, I had some friends and family that were all gung-ho about it. And then the city of Elkton,
Wow.
their people came in and were like, yeah, absolutely. How do I get in? And we met our need, and then it was a go. But it was, when you don't have it all, and you're already 100 miles an hour full speed ahead, you're putting the cart before the horse and praying that you can get it together. And I always tell my wife, we'll figure it out. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Don't worry, I got it. And I think I lost a lot of hair that year.
Well, we couldn't tell because you had a cap on.
From stress. I got
Don't worry,
little...
it looks very luxurious, like you have a lot of hair.
Yeah. No, it is, definitely going from that old lion's mane to the permanent yarmulke on the top of the Jewish skull cap. It definitely is not.
The yarmulke? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So not having to ever take it off. Yeah, it's
that's a good look. It could come in style. You never know. You might be a trendsetter.
But that stress level, that was probably for me personally the hardest part. For other people in the organization, that would have been other things, I'm sure. Operationally, it was fun figuring out our processes and our identity. I think that's the best way to put it. What our identity is. I know we wanted a certain type of feel, So of course we got that. The vibe inside is very luxurious, and it's kind of old world Art Deco meets luxury, right? And we wanted our customers to feel that, and how do we take an old movie theater from the 70s, this old box, right? How do we turn the cinder block box into that, right? And how do we make it where people will travel from, exit 24 and pass by 2 movie theaters and come to us? And we have it. It happens all the time. We have people that drive from Madisonville and pass by. I said a movie theater, my bad.
Shame.
Well, that's the only one in Madisonville. They'll pass by that, if they're in Bowling Green. We have people that drive from Bowling Green to come to us. We have people that come from Paducah that come down to go to us because of the vibe, the feel, and the experience.
See? Tourism.
Yeah. And if you can,
Tourism.
if you can find that niche, right, that's key to a community, to
I bet
a city.
you didn't know, Scarlett or Lee, that I begged him to come down to Oak Grove and do it in Oak Grove, the theater, but no.
You didn't
He
have an old
chose-
1970s theater.
I knew he was going to bring that up. I was not going to say that.
You need a box. You need a box to show it. I know we try to come up with some plans.
I know.
But maybe that's still a possibility in the future.
I understand that you're
work.
back into the construction
Yeah.
field
So
again.
my son wants to get into developing. He's been wanting to do it for a long time, and I was ready to take a break. I used the movie theater as my escape plan, right? I am done dealing with, I hate to say it, but employees, right? that brand of an employee, where you got to, every Friday, Monday comes around, you're like, it's time for a UA, guys. I got to make sure you're clean, because it's really hard. It's a hard industry to find qualified labor. It's hard to find people that are ready just to work, and it just became hard as we grew. I think we went to $3.5 million in revenue our last year before we took the theater over, and I made more money when I worked by myself than when I had 4 crews of guys and almost $4 million in sales. I made more money making less than $1 million in sales and working by myself with a whole lot less stress. So it was one of those, I got to get out of this before I die. This is too much. So my son wants to get into developing instead of renovation, remodeling, and new construction, right? He wants to go and develop entire sections of Christian County, right? So he pitches it to me. I'm like, that's great. Well, who's paying for it?
Yeah.
This guy's not paying for it.
Daddy's not.
Yeah, I'm a bit vested in the movie theater, there, son. And so I said, if you want to do this, you got to do this right. You got to start fresh. You got to start your own thing, but I will be here with you, right? And so just like I started my company, I said, let's start from ground one. What's the name? Let's get the business started. Let's start marketing. Let's start advertising. Let's start getting our name out there. And, it's kind of hard because I always want to revert back to safe construction, right? This is who we are. This is what we do. And a huge client base, 5-star reviews up the wazoo. And then it's not him. It's not his brand. And I got to remember that.
Right,
So
right.
we're back out there doing construction hardcore, from little decks to full new construction. And it's just we got to put in a couple of years before I can pass the torch to him fully.
Right.
So once he can go and get that loan from the bank and that first big partnership with a land deal that he can go and start building houses, then I'm like, it's yours, son. I'm so done. I'm so done.
What's the name of his company?
His is Primark Construction.
Primark.
Yeah, and we're on Angie's list, Home Advisor, things like that. We got our Facebook profile and things like that. Again, it's so new that
people are not yet.
Yeah, we drive around a truck and we wear shirts still that say Safe Construction on them. It's like I still gotta rebrand my stuff for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is kind of like a little stab in the heart.
At the same time, I took the logos off my truck.
Oh, okay, well, that was good.
Right after the theater was open, I was like, take the phone number off, take all that stuff. I am so done.
I'm so done.
And it was great. I mean, I even got to retire for a little while and got to go golfing, as we were talking about. I got to enjoy just more time with my wife, and she was working and enjoying Nashville, and then we moved to Dallas for a little side thing that we were doing senior living community management, and that was very eye-opening. It would definitely be something. I mean, shoot, if I could get to move into a senior place like that sooner than later, I would. And then sell off all my stuff and go live in a senior living center. Man, those places are awesome. It's like a cruise ship that's just moored all the time. It's pretty cool. But the movie theater was definitely going through a little bit of a hiccup. The whole industry during 2025 struggled through the summertime because of the movies that were showing and things like that. So everyone's numbers dropped 2025, mainly because of what was being offered by Hollywood. And those were all driven by COVID, followed by the writer strike, like we were talking about. Writer strike. It takes 2 years to make a movie and get it to the theater from beginning to end. So everything between the writer strike and last summer was stuff that was just either pushed out as quick as they could, halfway done. It was people that weren't fully qualified, trying to push stuff, and they just needed content. So they kept pushing movies that weren't ready or weren't really well
received,
well done. You notice that a lot of them were musicals and or sequels, and not well done sequels. Like, well, this one did good, let's throw this together real quick. And as soon as those writers got the AI off their back, right, with their contracts, all of a sudden really good content started coming out. And that content from the writer strike to this last winter cycle is when the good movies all of a sudden start coming out.
You started seeing that trend going up.
Finally. And for us, Q1 is always the slowest time of year for every movie theater, and this Q1 was the busiest one we've ever had. So we were really, really blessed to have great movies through Q1.
That's good.
And Q2 looks fantastic. Q3 looks really, really, really good. And Q4, of course, has Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, and
Adventures
Dune 3.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always take so long to make the next
They
Avenger
do,
movie,
yeah.
and it drives me crazy because then I forget everything I already watched.
That's you gotta go back onto their platform
I
and now watch them again. And then,
They're all there in order.
Yes. Oh my gosh, no! You know how long that would take? Do you know how long that takes to watch all that?
No,
I have no idea. That's Googleable.
Hold on now.
How long does it take to watch the entire series of the Avengers?
The Avengers. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, but Iron Man's no longer there.
Are you sure?
To watch?
Robert Downey is going to be in the next Doomsday.
Is he?
Yes.
As Iron Man?
No.
No.
Not as Iron Man. Yeah.
Now this is the multiverse now, so you've got all kinds of different ways that he can come back.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So
It says it takes approximately 10.5 hours to watch all 4 main Avenger movies. So that's only if you're watching the
Straight
Avenger
Avengers,
movies.
yeah.
Not all
Marvel.
the movies that go into it. I probably
yeah.
should have put Marvel.
yeah, like,
It would take you 4 days.
yeah, yeah. Because don't they have the Captain America,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they have the...
Yeah, and each character has each main
Yeah.
character has
It
their
would
own movies.
take, it says watching the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, including all movies and Disney Plus shows, takes approximately 12 to 14.5 days of continuous nonstop viewing. 280 to 350 plus hours.
Woo!
That's take the Marvel challenge, right? Yeah, you could stay up for those 12 hours straight, watch all those with.
If you just watch the movies, the 34 plus movies, it takes just over 3 days, 75 hours.
That's a Adderall overload. Oh boy.
So tell me, where do you want to be in 5 years?
5 years. I've had people ask about scaling the Showbox. I'm not sure if that's something I want to do. I like the nicheness of it. I'm not sure if, as long as we continue to get the support, not so much locally, but from outside, because that's what really keeps us going. With 40,000 people that live in Hopkinsville and 120,000 people that live in the immediate area, that's not enough people to really take care of the needs for sales. So we really bank on everybody else. So as long as we get that, the other counties involved and they're still coming, we'll be happy. Ultimately for me, being a grandpa, been a grandpa for 2 years now, and
I know.
it's super cool. Being pops is one of those highlights of the life, right? When everything comes together, like, I am, that you feel like you've reached some sort of pinnacle, right? This is this it? This feels really cool. For me, I just love being with my wife and being with my kids.
Good answer.
That is,
Good answer.
and then if I could golf and then any available time, that would be fantastic. But there's just not enough time in the world for me to do that kind of stuff. I've traveled enough. I've done those things. I've been a lot of places. I have a lot of really cool experiences, bad ones too. But there's nothing better than friends and family, and that's really what, at the end of the day, that's really what matters. And if the movie theater closes, does that affect family and friends? No, the family and friends are still there. That's what you got to care about. Businesses are businesses. I've had great ones. I've had ones that were great and failed. I've had ones that were bad from the start. And it's just never be scared to try.
Right.
Be scared to do.
Right.
Life's too short. Try it, man. If it's something you want to do, well, why are you not doing it? If you are content just being whatever you do, then just do that. But do it as good as you can, as hard as you can till you can't do it, and focus on family, man. That's the number one thing, man. The people that will be at your funeral, that's what matters, right? Not your company ain't going to be at your funeral.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I thought this was a great
Yeah.
podcast session. This was fabulous.
Thank you.
Yes. And that's all.
Okay, so I want to thank you again for coming and being our very special guest.
Thank you for
It has
having
been
me.
great. I loved it. I mean, it was very educational on this theater. So, yeah interesting. So yeah, and so Scarlett, tell people where they can listen to us. And
If you're listening right now, just hit like, subscribe, and share so everybody else can find us too. If you're watching us on YouTube, well, then you can watch us on YouTube. You can also listen to us on any of your favorite podcast stations. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Podbean, all the ones you can download onto your phone. We are on there. So
and we are popular.
Yes, and we share it to our Facebook.
Yeah.
So when all else fails, hit up our social media.
That's right.
Find the YouTube link.
Shout out to Thaddeus. He's driving right now, watching, listening. He's on his way to Louisville. He's literally renovating his house right now.
Okay, if there is nothing left, then I want to thank everybody for listening. And until next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening to Gossip in the Grove.